Ah, where'd I go?
We're live, Walt.
I'm not up. Can't find me.
I have you up and you're on YouTube currently.
I can't find it on my screen. I was on something else. Mute me. Got it. Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to a concert of bluegrass and old time music from Common Ground on the Hill Traditions Weeks, Tradition Week 2, 2021, broadcasting from the Folk Life Center at Common Ground on the Hill on the campus of McDaniel College, although that's not where we are because we're all virtual. We are everywhere, we are nowhere at the same time. We have a wonderful lineup of music for you tonight, all representing people who are teaching at Common Ground on the Hill Traditions Weeks. Our first performer is a mandolinist of great renown, Mr. Barry Mitterhoff, who has played for many, many years with a number of luminaries, including Tex Logan, Peter Rowan, Tony Trishka, and Skyline, Hot Tuna. His early beginnings were with the band Bottle Hill. I was privileged to play with him for a number of years and learned a whole lot about music from this great player. And we're lucky to have his daughter Maya with him tonight. So make welcome from New Jersey, Barry Mitterhoff and his daughter Maya.
Yesterday a child came out to wander, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. You can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. Then the child moved 10 times round the seasons, skated over 10 clear frozen streams. Words like, when you're older, must appease him, and promises of someday make his dreams. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. You can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle game. 16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town, and they tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, till you drag your feet too slow go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in a circle game. So the years spin by and now the boy is 20. Though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true, there'll be new dreams, even better dreams, and plenty before the last revolving year is through. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. You can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in a circle game. And go round and round and round in a circle game. And go round and round and round in the circle game.
Walt,
There you
unmute.
go. How beautiful, and just so great to see and hear Barry with Maya. Maya hasn't been to Common Ground on the Hill since she was a little girl, and gosh, we need to get her here singing with us. So maybe next summer she'll come with her dad, and we'll all make some music together. While I'm thinking about it, be sure to go to our various performers' websites and order some of their music. Barry has some great recordings, and I forgot to mention his band called Silk City, which is an amazing band with great players. He has an amazing discography. So support all of our artists by buying some of their music, sharing it. Our next performers come to us from up in Saratoga Springs, New York. And I've known these folks for a good while. This is their third or fourth summer in a row teaching with us. Trish Miller was a greengrass clogger back in the day, the fantastic clogging group that traveled the world. And she's a wonderful banjoist and guitar player. And John Kirk, multi-instrumentalist and a wonderful singer, used to sing in the chorus with the Metropolitan Opera. He has a golden voice and just a great talent. So let's welcome them all the way from up in New York State, John Kirk and Trish Miller.
Ground on the Hill. I'm John.
I'm Trish. Hello.
We're really happy to be able to play for you tonight in the concert. And we're loving our classes, Rise Up Singing. I'm teaching fiddle styles.
I'm teaching clawhammer banjo, and the students are helping us to learn a bit as we go too.
Yes, and so we're going to play a tune that we first played together a long time ago, 37
Many years.
years ago. And it's called Fly Around My Pretty Little Miss, a little fiddle, whole-time fiddle and banjo tune.
It's a good dance tune. Dance if you feel like it.
fun tune.
Tonight we're going to do a song that John put music to. It was actually a poem a friend of ours named Gaynor Dawson wrote. He's a cowboy poet from out in Oregon, and he was talking to John and said, would you give this a try of some music? And we already loved the story about fly fishing that the poem is about. And so John put his hand to it, and I think he did a good job. It's called Some of the Best Days.
Nothing stirs this soul of mine like a mountain breeze and the smell of pine. It takes me back to the lofty trees and the cold waters of the little Natchez, with emerald pools and lively falls, rapids slashing at the canyon walls, a pond reflecting summer skies, shattered when the cutthroat rise. Some of the best days I ever had were days spent with my brother and dad, chasing memories with a rod and reel, saving the best in a wicker creek, releasing the little ones back to the stream so they could fulfill tomorrow's dreams. My father, my brother, and me, we're like a pod with just 3 peas, identical creases in our Stetson hats, leather puttees worn like spats, with canvas pants and wool plaid shirts, frayed throughout and stained with dirt, gentle souls in hardened cases, with all-day smiles on sunburned faces. Some of the best days I ever had were days spent with my brother and dad, chasing memories with a rod and reel, saving the best in a wicker creel, releasing the little ones back to the stream. They could fulfill tomorrow's dream. It was early morning when we awoke to the smell of bacon and campfire smoke. 3 miles back and the hike was done, set our lines in the first good run. Sometimes they'd strike and sometimes not, but it never mattered what we caught. It was all about being and being there, sharing the feeling hung in the air. Some of the best days I ever had were days spent with my brother and dad, chasing memories with a rod and reel, saving the best in a wicker creel, releasing the little ones back to the stream so they could fulfill tomorrow's dream. Some of the best days I ever had were days spent with my brother and dad, chasing memories with a rod and reel, saving the best in a wicker creel. Sometimes I wish I too was small, so they'd throw me back to relive it all. Thanks for having us this year. We'll see you in class.
Common ground on the hill.
Wonderful, wonderful. Gosh, thank you, John and Trish. And that song about trout fishing just made me want to get up there in the North Country and wet a line, as they say. Oh, man. And sometimes I wish they'd throw me back. And I think other people wish that too. What a great song, a great poem. Thank you so much. Our next performer comes to us from Norfolk, Virginia. And she is a wonderful, wonderful musician and teacher. Amy has taught scores of people to play, and she's was very active in working in the parks around Norfolk, teaching all kinds of kids how to play the guitar, and now the ukulele. She's teaching ukulele and guitar with us. It's always a pleasure to have Amy Ferebee with us. Make welcome Amy Ferebee from Norfolk, Virginia.
This is a poem that was inspired by a lapel pin. It had They in a circle with a slash across it, which I interpreted as no they. There is no they, no you or me. There has always only been us and we. And it's a conjunction that binds us together. We are all equal, so order doesn't matter. And it's important that when we gather together that we share and care and teach each other and never be worried or concerned about each other. And maybe we can find love in one another. For as we're approaching what I fear we're approaching, a time when everyone will be trying to get someone else's something, because there won't be enough of just about everything. Nothing to give, borrow, or lend, and you'll always want more than you have to spend. The only way to rise above meager survival will be to rise above yourself, who is your only rival. There is no they, no you, or me. There has always only been us and we. Well, once I lived a life of a millionaire, spending all my money, Lord, I didn't have a care. Taking all my friends out for a mighty good time, drinking bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. Then I began to sink so low. I lost all my friends, I had nowhere to go. You know, Regina, if you ever get my hands on a dollar bill again, what you gonna do, Amy? I'm gonna squeeze it till that eagle grin, because nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, what's in there's pocket? Not one penny. Not one. And your good friends, well, you haven't anything. You finally get yourself up on your feet again. They'll want to know you be your long lost friend. It's mighty strange. You got that right. Without a doubt, nobody knows you. 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 When you're down and out. There you go.
Well, yeah. Yeah, nobody knows you when you're down and out. When you get that bread, everybody knows you. Thank you so much, Amy, and I believe Regina Sanford, for sitting in. It's good to see you both, and hope everything's good down in Norfolk. And wonderful to hear you again. And that's a nice guitar you got there, Amy. You wouldn't want to let go of that for a little while, would you? Love to play that thing. Our next performer is, for my money, one of the great songwriters of our time, not to mention great instrumentalist and possessing a profound voice. He is the main driver in an amazing theater group out of Ohio. And of course, he has played with any number of people and written songs for Alison Krauss and the Bluegrass Revival. I hope that you will order some of his recordings. His CD, Rush Sylvania, man, that thing, you won't want to take it off of your player. It's just amazing. So I'm going to ask Bob to talk a little bit about his theater. Make welcome all the way from Ohio. From Ohio, he's an Ohio guy, Mr. Bob Lucas.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Mighty proud to be here. Just thank you just so much for having me. Me and my family, we're proud. We're proud to be here and proud to be a part of the Common Ground on the Hill. Can't wait till next year when we can come back and be all together again. Now, I'm hoping that you can see me. There. Here's a song we used to love to sing at the folk festival back in the day. Thought somebody was talking to me there for a minute. The water is wide, I cannot cross over, and neither have I wings to fly. Build me a boat that will carry two, and both shall row. My love and I, there is a ship, and she sails the sea. She's loaded deep, as deep can be, but not so deep as the love I'm in. I know not if I sink or swim. I lean my back up against an oak, thinking it was a trusty tree. Well, first it bends and then it grows, just as my love grew false to me. The water is wide, I cannot cross over, Yes. I love that old song. Oh, I can just imagine us hanging around singing that song, being at the show, at the concert. You wouldn't be into that song 3 measures and everybody would know to sing it. I felt that. I felt that tonight, right here tonight. I'm mighty proud to be, I said that already, I know, but I've been playing music all day, so my brain is kind of full of nothing, butterflies. Got a song I want to sing for you. It's a love song. I guess that other one was too, although it does talk about both sides of love, upside and the downside. Yet it has all those, all the Sturm and Drang of love. It has all the meaning and all the beauty. Anyway, this one's this one's about red polka dots. Red polka dots on a white paper ball. Red polka dots on a white paper ball always remind me of you, love. Shiny glass garlands festooning the hall always remind me of you, love. Lavender hats with green satin bows always remind me of you, love. Spanish paella and old picture shows always remind me of you, love. Always remind me of you, love. Wherever I go and wherever I am, and whatever road I leave behind me, darling, you know that wherever I am, I will be right there where you can find me. All of the verses to every song always reminds me of you, love. Anyone, anywhere, righting or wrong, always reminds me of you, love. Always remind me of you, love. Oh, in everything, everywhere that I can see, and I've looked far and wide as I'm able, there's a sweet little something that you've been for me, and it's always right there on the table. Red polka dots on a white paper ball always remind me of your love. Spanish paella and old picture shows always remind me of your love. Always remind Thank you very much. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, Bob Lucas. Wow, fantastic. Always hits a home run. I love seeing you there in your house. I was there, gosh, it's been a while now, about a year and a half, right before the pandemic, and visited you all, your lovely home. And we sat around the fire and played music at night. And I was greeted by Harlan at the door. Never forget that moment. That's great. Thank you, Bob, so much. Great to hear you. Our next performer comes to us from lower New York State, just above New Jersey. Wonderful mandolinist and musician. He's played in a number of ensembles, most recently touring with Steve Martin. Yes, Steve Martin, the comedian and banjo player. And Wayne has been just a wonderful teacher with us for the last 2 years. We launched a program this year called Moth, Mandolins on the Hill. And in that we've been caught in the midst of this sort of semi-release from the pandemic. We didn't get the enrollment that we had hoped for, but by gosh, next year, Moth will be full bore, and it's filled with great mandolin teachers and wonderful concepts, including a mandolin orchestra. We're going to go for it. Right now, I want you to make welcome from New York State, Wayne Fugate. Wow, that was Wayne Fugate on the mandolin, and I believe that was the group that he was touring with, doing theater all across the country. We hope to get a little more from Wayne later on, and wow, that was some fine picking. Some stellar musicians there. Our next performer is me, and I thought what I would like to do is share some music with you from, are you ready for this? 37 years ago. 37 years ago, when my group with John Kirk, Mark Murphy, and a surprise dancer played at the Old Songs Festival, filmed by Bill Spence, who was a little ahead of his time. He filmed his festival walking around with a large camcorder, and we unearthed this, and I'm happy to share it with you. This is back when we all had lots of hair, and wait till you see this. This is going to be a lot of fun. Roll the tape.
Every side
until 12.
I like bigger.
This was the finale. Wait a minute. Make your hand like that. Maybe if everyone does this with their hands, the force will be with Captain Kirk. Try it, Captain. Josh McCardle there, all.
Well, there you go. Back in the day when we had all that energy, that was Josh McCardle dancing. Quite a fine young dancer, that Josh McCardle. So I hope you all enjoyed that little blast from the past. I sure enjoyed watching it again. And gosh, now I'd like to introduce a wonderful musician who has played in so many amazing formats, including working with David Grisman, and he's a phenomenal musician. He does things with the mandolin that would seem impossible. So I'll tell you more about him once we've finished here, but make welcome all the way from the Czech Republic, Radim Zenkl. Wow. That was Radim Zenkl. And I want to tell you that he was accompanied by Andra Kozak on guitar. He also plays fiddle, dobro, and vocals. And he also is from the Czech Republic. The music was Twin Peaks and Happy Grass. And they've recently been selected for the IBMA Virtual Showcase this year, which is a big deal to be selected for the IBMA Showcase. We wish them all the luck in getting a lot of work. I should add that Radim went through a lot a while ago, before the pandemic. I remember hearing about the fires in California, in Paradise, and his house burned down with all of his instruments except for his prized mandolin. He was on tour at the time. and he's made a comeback. But wow, what a thing to go through, trial by fire, and he's still playing the music. We love Radim. We look forward to having him back here in person when Moth is launched. So thank you, Radim. Fantastic. Our final performer for the night is a person who we've been lucky to be working with for the last several years, and we introduced Joe to Common Ground on the Border and the work of Randy Mayer and Shura Wallen and the Green Valley Samaritans. It's my understanding that just recently he spent 3 weeks across the border living with migrants who were hoping to make it into the country, asylum seekers, living with them. Joe has lived all over the world, and I think that his future is filled with all kinds of excitement. Great musician, Grammy nominated, and may have even won that Grammy. I can't remember. But no, he didn't. Joe's saying he didn't, but he should have. But anyway, a nomination is what it's all about. But make welcome. I believe he's in North Carolina. I can't wait to hear what he's going to be playing. He's teaching banjo with us this week. Make welcome our good buddy. Oh, wait a minute. Let me announce that Joe will be doing our first live concert since the pandemic started. I believe it's September 1st in Baltimore in the evening. So stay tuned to the Common Ground website. Tell your friends. Let's fill that place for our first live concert coming back into the sunshine. Make welcome Joe Troop.
Thank you, Walt. Yeah, what a pleasure to be here. I'm actually in Santa Cruz, California, or Aptos, taking care of a house and taking care of chickens. And I'll be going back to the migrant shelter in early August after a trip through Seattle and up and down the California coast. But anyway, I guess I'm going to do a couple songs. This is one called Love Along the Way. And it's kind of fast. All around this country, from the east to the west, everywhere I go, find the same old mess. Good-hearted people doing the best they can with a mucked-up system that don't give a damn. But I'll hold your hand if you hold mine. Life on earth is borrowed time, and as long as we're living, we ought to strive to love along the way. Change, let our heels hit the pavement and the peace flag wave. Clear across the mountains over the prairies wide, there's a new day at dawn, but we can't waste time. I'll hold your hand if you hold mine. Life on earth is borrowed time, and as long as we're living, we ought to strive to love along the way. The strings. Sisters and brothers, won't you sing with me? Cause there ain't no greater force on earth than unity. I'll hold your hand if you hold mine. Life on earth is borrowed time, and as long as we're living, we ought to strive to love along the way. Yes, Lord, as long as we're living, we ought to strive to love along the way. All right, well, I'm gonna do another one because I think that's what I'm supposed to do. This is one that I wrote for my dear friend Dreama Caldwell, African-American woman in Alamance County that ran for county commissioner. And she did not win, but she did very well. and which was amazing, history making actually in that county. And she's now the executive co-director of Down Home, North Carolina. And this song is currently being produced into a miraculous music video in which Dreama herself is gonna take part. And there's a production team of 17 or so people that are turning this song into something much greater. I thankfully am not in the video, but it's my song, and we did a studio cut with drums and bass and organ and a full choir and guitar, and it's pretty cool. Can't wait for you guys to hear it. But anyway, you'll have to come pick you up a copy on September 1st in Baltimore at the Common Ground on the Hill concert that I'm doing. Anyway, here you have it, The Rise of Dreama Caldwell. Alamance County Jailhouse back in 2015, in a place where the biggest crooks get off scot-free. Hard-working mama went weak in the knees, 40,000 cash bill, an outlandish decree. The escorting officer startled as well. He said, "Dear magistrate, pardon, but that's an awfully high bill." He said, "I meant what I said. She pays up or gets jailed." And such was the harsh fate of Dreama Caldwell. Dreama managed a daycare until one summer's day, when another employee made a tragic mistake. A child was left on the school bus, a close call but still grave. The Dreama wasn't at fault, she was destined to pay. When they issued a warrant, she went and turned herself in, and fell prey to a venomous magistrate's whim. The kinfolk knew of a bondsman, they found a way to pay a bill. She went home in exchange for a mountain of debt. That's how Dreama wound up here. Fearless leaders persevere. Sheriff Johnson wants Mayberry, thinks Andy Griffith is real. Another twisted old man with cold-hearted ideals. His prison's raking in millions, stealing bonds from the poor. With extra pleasure exacting what they cannot afford. Dreama was counseled to take a plea deal, which meant 3 woeful nights locked in concrete and steel, where she stared a sick system point blank in the eye. Vowed from hell or high water, one day she'd watch it die. And that's how Dreama wound up here. Fearless leaders persevere. Fight on, Dreama, through the years, sent to lead and help us heal. After serving her sentence, life was never the same, with a criminal record tethered tight to her name, or the death growl of Dixie amidst a brutal firestorm. Dreama Caldwell has risen, and she's demanding reform. Fight on, Dreama, through the years, sent to lead and help us heal.
Fantastic, Joe Troop. Wow. I love that line. Fearless leaders persevere. Fearless leaders persevere. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Be fearless and to lead and to hang in there. Yeah. I can't wait to spend some time talk with you about what you've encountered with the asylum seekers across the border there.
Yeah, that's a conversation we'll need to have for sure.
Yeah.
Incredible down there. So
The amazing work that people do. Amazing work.
Thankfully, everyone except for barring one person who tested positive for COVID, every migrant that was there during my stay, they've all been able to successfully get into the United States, with the exception of a few that were detained at the border, but they're working out the legal mumbo jumbo now. So yeah, the asylum cases are being expedited now.
It's good.
Yeah.
These people are in trouble. They fear for their lives.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Joe. And
thank you, Walt. It was a pleasure.
What a great end to our concert tonight. And I want people to know that tomorrow is Blues Night. Maybe you can tune in, Joe, and check it out. Blues Night with the Red Rooster and some partners in crime tomorrow night. Blues Night. So be sure to check it out. And also the wonderful Art Talks at 6:30 every night. So we'll see you tomorrow night at Blues Night, and get your rooster up.